Hi, I'm world-renowned glass shattering vocal coach Jaime Vendera, and I've been asked by a good friend of mine named Robert Luncey, who runs the TC Helicon Voice Council. The simple question is, what's in my gig bag? So I've been asked this question a lot, so I figured I'd take the time to show you. I'm mainly a coach now, but I've played out in bars for 15, 16 years, and when I did play out, I always carried a gig bag with me because a lot of singers don't really think of themselves as an instrument, but I was always into effects and everything. So I'd have maybe a guitar effect, I have my own microphone and things. But nowadays, the only engagements I really do is maybe some acoustic stuff, and for like television shows. So things that I do carry, as far as singing goes, is I like to carry my own effects. I like to have control over my own sound. If I'm doing a live show, if I'm doing like a rock show, I'll have like the TC Helicon Voice Live, which is a pedal which is twice the size of these, and it's a big floor pedal with a lot of effects. But if I'm doing acoustic stuff, I have the voice tone create and correct. This will let you take care of compression, EQ, your effects. You can add thickening to your voice and other things like that. The other thing I use is I am a wireless fan, and I'm a big fan of Shure, so I don't actually keep this in my gig bag, but I do carry my own wireless mic. And here it is. SM58 based. It's just a standard mic. It's what I grew up using, and it's what I like to do. Now the other thing I use, this is kind of bizarre, but this is called the vocal acoustic monitor. Now this is something I use with my students when I teach. If you hold this thing up to your ear like this, la da 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 da, you can actually hear the sound of your voice slide right up into your ear. So this is great if you're rehearsing with a band or something, because you can unscrew the capsule on your SM58, slide this down on, and put this. So there's many different ways to use it. You can use it handheld, or you can use it like this. Now, I was recently rehearsing with a band doing a bunch of Led Zeppelin tunes, and my drummer was so loud I couldn't really hear myself out of the speakers. So I just attached the vocal acoustic monitor. I hold the microphone like this. The sound slides right up to my ear. I don't oversing, I don't go flat or sharp. I'm able to maintain my voice and really hear myself. Where a lot of vocalists don't have like in-ears, which is the great way to go, but if you don't, and you have this thing, you can hear yourself. You don't have to worry about straining, and that's something we don't want to do. Now, considering I'm mainly a teacher now, let me go on to show you what I do carry in my gig bag, because as you know, I'm the author of Raise Your Voice. So one thing I do keep is my book, Raise Your Voice. It's 6x9, it fits easy into your gig bag. And if I have a question or something, a student wants to go over something, we can go through this 460-page manual and find the answer. I also keep my own vocal workout diary. This is for Raise Your Voice and my other book, The Ultimate Breathing Workout, but I use it so I can write in every day. Have I taken my supplements, have I did my exercises, and whatnot. So, and I use those for teaching. That way we can discuss techniques. Now, with my way of training singers, I use something called the isolation method, which is a way for you to just isolate an individual pitch. Instead of doing vocal scales, we may do, hit like a C and go, yeah, and just do slides. We may do sustains. So what we do when I teach, we find a pitch using a pitch wheel, which I carry two. I get the one in the key of C, one in the key of F. But I carry two, and that way, if I'm working with low singers or high singers, I can just adjust the pitch wheel to wherever that singer's comfortable. So see, I got another one in here too. Now another thing I carry, it's like a homemade necklace. This has the Farley's pocket tones, which they're basically just electronic pitch wheels. See? Make the noise, that's the key of C, that's the key of F. I also keep a stopwatch, because we do a lot of breathing exercises from the Ultimate Breathing Workout. So maybe, hit stopwatch, and we may be doing sustains. So I'll go, and sustain, see how long they can hold the note. Or we may be holding, notes, actual notes, instead of hissing. Now for me, since I do a lot of television shows, I carry a lot of health stuff, because I am a health fanatic. So the first thing I do, grab this, is I'm a water freak. And I want the best water possible, so I use distilled water in this bottle by a company called Zuma. And what Zuma is, it's a way for you to get your nutrients every day. A lot of people would like to drink Gatorade, but it has a lot of sugar, sucralose, things that are not really good for you. So I just drop this little teeny sachet into my water, and I shake it up really good for like 15 seconds or so. What that does is it releases onyx silver, calcium, magnesium, electrolytes, trace minerals. It really does a lot for the water. It actually helps to make the water wetter, so when I'm drinking it, it helps my cells to really absorb that water. You may be drinking a gallon of water a day, but you're peeing out 3/4 of a gallon. And if you're using Zuma, you're going to absorb a lot more of that water, which is really important for singers because the cords need to be very elastic. They need to be well lubricated so they maintain that elasticity. So other things I do is, as far as the throat is concerned, I always carry throat coat tea. This is a really sweet tasting tea. And warm water anyway helps to kind of expand the tissue and help you out. But with this tea, throat coat tea, you're using a slippery elm and licorice, which are both good for the throat. Slippery elm is like a demulcent, so it kind of soothes and coats everything. Licorice is kind of like a natural cortisone to help reduce swelling. If you have any problem, if you're waking up, you have a little bit of sore throat, you're thinking, man, you know, well, you can do that. You can steam, drink water, you can drink throat coat. I also take Vocalese spray because it's the only pure natural herbal spray that's good for the voice. Now I don't take it for a sore throat or anything, but I'll, you know, every morning or something I'll take some shots because it's kind of like food for the voice. Plenty of herbs in here. Just go to tribalwellness.com so you can check it out and see what's in it for yourself. As far as sprays, and my students ask me about this a lot, is I always use just a plain bottle. This is just a plain bottle filled with an ounce of distilled water. And I do something called mist inhaling. So if I'm on a show and I'm screaming at glasses for half an hour to an hour and I get a little dry and I don't have any water, I just pull this out of my pocket and I go, and I inhale that down onto my cords. Yeah, it won't make you choke, but it'll kind of help moisten the cords to keep everything really nice and wet. A couple other things is vitamin C. You know, I travel a lot, so I do shows in Europe and Japan and whatnot. So besides the Zuma water, which gives you calcium, magnesium to help keep your immune system boosted, I also keep immune defense, emergency. You can just pour this in water, shake it up, and you get like, I forget, it's like 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C, plus to enhance zinc. Zinc is very good. In fact, I forget to put this one in my bag, but I also keep this. It's called Ionic Zinc, 50 milligrams from Liquimins, from Trace Minerals. You can get this at Vitacost.com, VITACOST.com. I actually preach that you should have zinc. Zinc is the singer's mineral, but you can overdose. I mean, it can make you sick. So in ionic form, you can't overdose. So you can take 5 or 10 droppers full a day in juice, and make sure you put it in juice because it's nasty tasting. I was turned on to this by one of my students named Phil Taylor from a band called Machina. He used to be in Future Leaders of the World. Now he screams like crazy. He's got an amazing scream. He takes 5 to 10 dropperfuls of this before he performs, and he said it just really feels like it helps to give him that metallic ringing sound in his voice and keeps him strong. And you know, he does my warm-ups too, and so this keeps him healthy on the road. In fact, I just told Miles Kennedy from Alter Bridge just called me the other day. They're getting ready to head to Europe, and I told him this is something you should get. And it's only like a little bit over $5 a bottle, so really invest in this stuff. Okay, a couple other things and we'll be done. I'm a sinus sufferer. I do have bad sinus problems, so I got this from Neilmed, NEILMED.com. It's a sinus rinse. It's perfect. You have these little pre-packaged packages of salt that are pure pharmaceutical grade. No, they're not iodized. It's really good salt. No junk in there. You pour one of these packets in here with warm water, shake it up, you put it up to one nostril, and you squeeze. And don't forcefully squeeze, just squeeze, and it'll work its way through your sinuses and out the other nostril. I do it several times in each nostril. I keep this one with me when I'm touring or doing whatever, but they have them, you know, this is probably like 3 ounces, 3 or 4 ounces. They have them up to 16 ounces, and I usually keep that one, but this one fits easily into my bag. Another thing, I'm not really ever nervous. I mean, you could tell because I talk so much. But I do keep Bach Rescue Remedy, the original flower essence rescue remedy. This is a good thing if you're a little nervous on stage, you know, and you're like, oh, it's a big crowd. You take 3 or 4 drops of this in some water, shake it up, drink it, and it really works. If you have any tension, it just helps to calm you and realize, hey, I can handle any situation.